Let's move on to story number 2, reported by the Asbury Park Press. This is
Oh
another
God,
interesting
Asbury
one.
Park. This is gonna be a mess already.
She's already with it. She already knows there's going to be a train wreck. So, in the township of Lakewood, New Jersey, they were having a problem with homeless people hanging around the town square. And the mayor claimed that they were getting complaints from residents about the homeless. They're hanging out in the shade under the trees and they're harassing people and they're defecating between cars. So the township came up with a solution to try to prevent the homeless people from spending time in the town square. Isa, what was this brilliant idea that the township of Lakewood, New Jersey came up with?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how you keep people from going out to hang out somewhere, and I would just play really obnoxious music.
Probably better answer than what they did. They decided to
Oh
chop
no.
down all the trees in the town square. We got pictures, Joel. Look at that, Isa. Look at
What's the purpose of
that.
this?
Because they said the
This
homeless were
is
hanging out in the shade. They said they were hanging out in the shade under the
yeah.
trees. So they decided to chop down all the trees. The mayor of the town, his name is Ray Coles. He said removing the trees would make it a little less comfortable for people to live under them. But as you can imagine, this is not going over well. I mean,
Of
the
course
public
not.
voted for this idiot. You know what I mean? They voted for this
Yeah.
guy. So he decided, you know what? Let's destroy all the green space and let's fuck up the aesthetics of the town square. Now, I'm not a politician, and I sure as hell don't want to be a politician, but wouldn't it make
Right.
more sense? Would it make more sense just create shelter for the homeless
That's
as
what.
opposed,
That's the first thing I thought about. Make a
right?
shelter.
Doesn't that
Hmm.
make more sense?
A lot more sense. And you would think this is a park area, no trees. It just looks ridiculous. No trees need to be cut from the world right now. We need to be planting more trees, if I'm being honest. And
Right, right.
yeah, yeah, it's Asbury Park though. Nothing that you give me out of that place will surprise me.
So I could have told you anything. I could have said, okay, what they
Yeah,
decided to do is the mayor decided he's just going to take bigger shits than them in order to get them away. You'd have been like, yeah, that sounds right.
yeah,
That
that
sounds
sounds
right.
right. Hmm.
So talking about pooping between cars, have
God.
you ever been in a situation where there was no bathroom in sight, but you really, really had to go
Not that I can recall in my adult life.
in your adult life?
Yeah, I think my mom has a little picture of me peeing somewhere when I was a child, and I'm
Okay,
like,
okay.
Mom, my mom used to play softball, so we would go to like these all day long softball tournaments, and it was either use the dirty bathrooms from the softball parks or you go outside, give me baby wipes, but not as an adult.
Interesting. So you've never, like say been on a long road trip or something and you're on one of those highways and there's no rest stops anywhere near, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Nothing?
no, I do pretty good at managing my stuffs to make sure that I can make it to the next one. I mean,
Good
it's
for
like
you.
normal. My dog might be driving, but I'm timing those stops perfectly, Jimmy.
Got it. So in your words, you can handle that stuff. Your dog might be driving, your sister might be doing her makeup, but there are no pee issues or poop
Right.
issues on the road with the
Correct.
Demon Diva. I got it.
Correct.
Good for you. All right. Well, let's go on to story number 1. We're at story number 1 already. And this one I think you're going to find interesting too. And the first thing I want to ask you is, do you remember the Cabbage Patch Kids?
Of
Remember
course
them?
I do. Of
Remember
course.
big in the 80s, right? And they're hard to get and everybody's clamoring for them. And it was kind of like what Tickle Me Elmo became later. It was like the toy that everybody wanted, you know?
Yeah, my sister wanted one badly, and my mom went through, especially in Puerto Rico, went through a lot to get it. You know that my sister developed an allergic reaction to the material they were made out of, so we had to give it away.
No way. Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it triggered her allergies and her asthma.
Uh-huh. Interesting. Well, in the town of Cleveland, Georgia, they've got a place called Babyland, which they say is the home of the Cabbage Patch Kids. And so
Okay.
it's become a tourist attraction. In Babyland, they have the Babyland General Hospital. And on display there, they have what they call Mother Cabbage. And Mother Cabbage is supposed to be where the Cabbage Patch Kids are born. And we have a picture of Mother Cabbage. Do you have that picture, Joel?
I'm already creeped out.
So that big thing, not the nurse there, that big thing is supposed to be Mother Cabbage. And you see all the little Cabbage Patch dolls that are all, I guess, I don't know, newborns hanging around Mother Cabbage. That's what they have in the Babyland General Hospital. People have been documenting their experience at Babyland, and it's freaking some people out. And so my question for you is, what is it about this whole thing that's freaking people out?
Just the baby's heads on the ground. No big deal.
I mean, that's a good answer, but it gets a little worse. So
oh God.
What they do is they put on a show where Mother Cabbage gives birth to the doll, complete with an ultrasound, pain medication, deep breathing, and having everyone in attendance yell push. And we got video. We got video courtesy of Road Trip Parents. Go ahead, Joel.
Let's do that one more time, and I think she'll be here. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. And here she is.
Look, I understand that people are obsessed with toys and video games, right? I get it. But I got to tell you, I collect the WWF LJN action figures. You know, those big rubber wrestling figures from the 80s. I collect those. If somebody told me, hey, there is a LJN land and you can go there and they have a display with a ring, and like every half an hour, Hulk Hogan is born. You know, he comes out of like a turnbuckle and he's born. There's no fucking way I'm going to LJN land, let alone Babyland. What are your thoughts on, they're birthing dolls in front of tourists? What are your thoughts on this, Isa?
I thought that the heads on the ground was more creepy. I hated everything that I just saw. This is coming from someone that I find real birds. Like, there's a reason why I chose not to have children. I already find the real process of giving birth to be disturbing. I don't need to go and see dolls doing it too.
I think that I might have to isolate this clip later on, just at the part where you say, I hated everything that I just saw. I think I might have to take that out because that was amazing. What I might do is I might put that clip on the end of like an AEW match and send it to Tony Khan just to piss people off.
Yes.
I might do that. So have you ever wanted something, much like how that Cabbage Patch doll was like the big thing in the 80s and hard to get? Have you ever wanted something that was in such demand, and hopefully you don't say Roman Reigns and Bad Bunny? Have you ever wanted something that was in such demand that it was impossible to get, but somehow you managed to get it anyway?
I mean, yeah, but that always happens to me. I get very lucky I get what I want, basically, Jimmy Fan. What can I say? The latest example of that is the little plush heart that you see behind me. That's the merch from Bad Bunny's new tour. And I wasn't able to make it to it. I haven't gone to any Bad Bunny concerts. It's still sitting right there. So, you just make things happen. You just got to know people.
Was that hard to get?
Very hard to get because they sell out before the concert even starts. He sets up his merch truck outside of the stadiums like 2 hours before. So even before you arrive for the concert, these things are gone.
Really? So you can't get them online? You can't just go to like Bad Bunny shop online and get them?
No.
Really? So do I want to ask like who you had killed in order to get one of those Bad Bunny hearts back there?
We might be talking about it in the future in one of our news.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Man, maybe I'll be saying I hated everything that I just saw. Maybe that'll be me.
If you want to see all our videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, click the subscribe button below. Otherwise, we'll start posting spoilers about your favorite new movies.